Hello everybody, welcome. It's time for another installment of our kit club, and today I'm going to show you how to work in a 6x8 album. And so I have out my paper trimmer, my regular adhesive, my 6x8 binder I'll show you in a minute, and what I have here is called score tape. And it's just a really strong double-sided tape, and I'll show you why I use this. If you'd rather use glitter glue, you can also use that. Glitter glue is just a wet glue that works with your paper, that doesn't leave it kind of crinkly and bubbly from all the moisture that's in the glue. I want to show you a couple things about the 6x8 album that I'm going to work in today. And this is just one of the kinds that I have available in the shop. This one comes empty. It doesn't have any page protectors in it, and you buy the page protectors separately. But the page protectors come like this, okay? And so I'm not sure how much we're seeing this, but this one is just a plain 6x8, so it'll take a whole sheet of 6x8 paper. There's another set of 4x6, so all I have to do is slip 2 4x6 photos into that slot. Another one that we're going to be using today is a 4x6 on the bottom and 2 3x4s on the top. And then the final kind that I have available in the store is 4 3x4 pockets. I absolutely love working in the pocket page protectors. You can simply slide things in and out of the pockets, especially your photos, and where you've got a slot open, you could stick in a decorative card. And that's why in most of the collection packs, you'll get a sheet of cut-aparts of 4x6s and 3x4s. And so this is the album. This is one of the albums that you can use. Let me look. I've got another one here. These are, my kitty is on my lap and wants to help out here this morning. This is a 6x8 snapbook, and I know that when we did the brag books earlier, I had the 4x6 version, and this one is the 6x8 version, and it's just the kind that has this kind of a binder in it, but it has the same page protectors in it that you can put in. So same kind of deal here. Yeah, so those are the kinds of 6x8 albums that we're going to work in. And then I thought I would pull out and show you a little bit. I just went on vacation with my friend, and this is the album that we put together before we went on vacation. We did this before we went on vacation. And let me just make sure I'm still filming here. We're still going. Okay, so this is the album that we put together, and I do have some of these kind of albums in my shop as well. I just don't have any here at home. These have page protectors in them, and they also have chipboard dividers in them, and they also have coordinating papers in here as well. And so here is the album that we put together. We put all of the pages together before we left, and then at the end of every day I went through my pictures and I modified. I use an app called PicTapGo, and I use that to just enhance my photos. And then I use another app called Project Life, which will put there's a whole bunch of different layouts of putting more than one photo onto a 4x6, and then you can print it out. And so I did that, and there's a CVS close to where we stayed, and every day I went and picked up photos. So at the end of the next night, I put my photos in the album as well as got my pictures ready for the next day. So honestly, by the time I got home, my book was all the way done except for my journaling and except for the plane ride home. And even then, on the plane ride home, I was on my phone editing that final day's worth of pictures, and I picked them up on the way home. And so what we're going to look at today are some of the ways that we can build pages inside and outside of the page protector. And so we've got flips and flaps, and we'll be working with some of these, but scrapbooking does not need to be this thing that takes years like my Ireland album. See, I still have journaling left to go, and I don't need to show you the whole thing, but just different ways of putting that 6x8 album together. And right now, the only thing that my album needs is the journaling. And so I am working my way through that. All right, so now what are we going to do? We are going to work on a project using a 6x8 page protector. That means it's a full page protector. So it's one giant pocket. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a piece of paper in the background and we're gonna make a flap on top of it. And when we put it into the page protector, that's gonna look like this. So part of it's gonna be inside the page protector and part of it's gonna be outside the page protector. And then on the other side, this part, I'll show you what I did over here because this part's the easy part over here. I have a 4x6 on the bottom and two 3x4s at the top. And all I did here, let's start with this. I took one of the 3x4 cards from the kit, from the cut apart sheet, and all I did on this one was added a little bit of washi tape right here, and I added a butterfly from the washi tape right there. And that's just gonna slip in that pocket just like that. And this one is a cut apart from the 4x6 sheet of cut aparts. And what I did on this one was I took some of the stickers, the word stickers that were in the sticker book, put those on, and I just cut a little piece of cardstock to go right here. And what I'm gonna do on that side, let's see, I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I have this picture. This layout is gonna be a layout about Lily and me and our joint venture here in our little project. And so I printed this out at 3x4 and I had to cut it down a little bit. What did I do with this? Here it is. Okay, so I can just put this down on here. And it's hanging off a little bit at the bottom because I didn't want to cut anything more off of that. And that's okay by me. And so that one, all that one's gonna do, I'm gonna just put it in there. And then another part that I got, when I printed this out, I used my app called Project Life, and I put two pictures on a 4x6. This one, I first cut them apart and then I cut this one down so that it would fit my mat that I had. And this one, I'm left with a 3x4. And this is just a picture of my booth. And there's our picture of our sign with Lily and me. And so that's just gonna slip in there. And that page, that side is done. That page is done, and that's all there is to that. So easy using the pocket page protectors. Now, on the other side, these two pages are gonna go next to each other in the album. I put it in backwards because this is gonna have to go this way because I want them side by side. And in the video, I will put a cutting diagram that I have for this sheet of paper. Whoops, sorry, I just dropped my paper trimmer. I'll put a picture of how I cut this apart on this sheet, but it's the lower corner of this sheet, and I believe that it is 5 inches wide by 7.5 inches tall. And this piece of in the background is 6 inches wide, but it's a little bit taller than 8 inches. Let's see what I've got here. It's 8.5. And the reason I did 8.5, I wanted it to go all the way to the top. I wanted it to go all the way to the top of the page protector. And the reason for that is that I'm going to take this sheet of paper right here and I'm going to score it at 1/4 inch. I'm going to score it at 1/4 inch, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back of that and flip it over. So I need a little bit of extra room on this sheet, and I need a little bit of extra room on this sheet so that when I put it in the page protector, it will be all the way at the top. See that? When I do it like that, it goes all the way to the top and gives you a nice finished edge, a nice finished look, and you don't have any gaps down here at the bottom. And so that's what we're gonna do. On this sheet, I took the black on one side and kind of that yellowish color on the back side. And that's the piece of paper I used for the 6 by 8.5 sheet, 6 inches wide, 8.5 inches tall. And then this piece right here, again, a diagram, I'll insert that in the video. And this one is 5 inches wide by 7.5 inches tall. And the first thing that I did with this sheet of paper right here was to score it. And if you have a score tool, that's fine. And if you don't have a score tool, then, and of course yours is not glued, it's not glued down yet. I'm just gonna show you what you're gonna do. You're gonna take this piece of paper and put it in your paper trimmer, and you're gonna go to the 1/4 inch mark. You're gonna go to the 1/4 inch mark, and you're gonna find, let's see, I gotta find a special tool here, which my special tool is just a tip that's dull, and I'm gonna score it. I'm putting it in the trough right here of my paper trimmer, and I'm scoring it. I'm pushing that down so that it will give it a crease, and then I can fold it over. And once I fold it over, let me see if I can just find a scratch piece of paper here. So at 1/4 inch with my special tool, I'm going to score it, not cutting it, I'm scoring it at 1/4 inch. Okay, so I've got a nice crease on that. And then I'm going to fold that over. I'm going to fold it over so that my piece of paper now looks like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my adhesive right here on the back side of that. And then it's going to go down on the paper like this. And that's what's going to adhere it down. And it will end up looking like this. Okay, so I had this piece of paper, it's scored. I had this piece of paper, it was scored. I put the adhesive on the back side of that, which is the back side of this, and I lined it up very carefully, trying to center it side to side and getting that fold as close to the top as I could get it right here. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to that. And then I added a couple of the tabs from the sticker book. One of them says favorite. I don't know what this one said. It was pink, and I put a one of the little word stickers on top of it that says love this. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to show you what this layout is going to look like. because I'm going to do some more to it. And I've got my pictures printed out, and I have some mats printed out. And I even have some journaling if it's here with me. I have a new kit that's in the store now. I bought some extra elements that coordinate with this kit that were not here earlier. And it's these, one of them is the chipboard clusters. And so these are chipboard. You can see from the back, I don't know if you can see that without a glare. So let me just pull it out of here, and I'm just going to turn it over so you can see the different pieces that are in the back. And when I pull, I'm going to use this one. When I pull it out, you'll see how big some of those pieces are. And so that's a fun addition that you can add. And I decided that I was going to use this big doily. And I'm going to put it right here on that piece of paper on the front. I like how that looks. It gives it a little bit of dimension as well. Anybody who knows me knows that I do not like dimension in my scrapbook. I don't. I like my pages to lay as flat as possible, but these chipboard pieces are just so really cute that I want to use them. So whenever I buy chipboard, the first thing I do is I go in and I start ripping the backing off that piece of chipboard. I rip the backing off so that the part that makes it stand up so much comes off. And now all I'm left with is the actual piece that's the design that's on the top. And I am a much happy camper with that really low level kind of embellishment. And so I'm just going to add some adhesive here. And I'm going to put this down. Okay, so there goes that. All right, now I'm going to flip this up, and I'm going to decorate up here, and I'm going to decorate down here as well. And so I have gone ahead and cut, well, first of all, let me show you. I have some photos. And this one was a 4x6, but I cut it down so it's a little bit shorter than a 4x6. But I don't like how it blends into the background with that busy paper. So I really felt like it needed a mat on the back of it. And let's see, yep, both of these mats are the same size, which is 4.5 by 6.5. And so on this one, my thought was to put this white, and you can just use a piece of white paper if you don't have any left in your kit. You can just use a piece of white cardstock. Okay, so that photo is going to go there. And then I have my journaling down here, and it's going to go right on the bottom of that. And for right now, I'm just going to tack this down a little bit, and I'll put it all together off camera later. And the journaling talks about how Lily and I have worked together at the high school for many years, and she started her business called Ink Possible Things, and I started my business called Crafting Auntie. And there's a lot of overlap between what the two of us do. And we've long talked about how we could collaborate together. And I don't even know how we came up with this idea, but we finally made it happen. So there's what's going to go on that side. And this one probably I would have been okay not matting it, but I just decided since the top was matted that I want the bottom to be matted as well. And again, I'm just gonna jot these down here, and I may end up moving it because I have some stickers that I want to go on the bottom. And that is that down here, I would like it to say sweetest friend. And when I flip this over, let me move this up. When I flip this over, I want this, I think I'm going to start from this end. I want it all to fit. And I want it to go around that little tab that's there. One of the ways you can do this, I didn't think of it in time to do it right now, but you could actually put each of these little stickers on the edge of your ruler to get them lined up exactly how you'd like them, and then stick them down all at once. I'll show you that in another video. Okay, there's the word friend. Now let's see if I can get sweetest on here. There we go. There we go. That's it. That's what it looks like. Does it need any washi? Oh, I've got that cute little butterfly washi. Let's see. Might take a little bit, and even I've got some pink butterflies right here. Stick those little pink butterflies right down there. And that's what the inside of my layout looks like. And when it goes into the page protector, I have a 2-page layout with a big flap. So how many photos did I get in there? Well, I could have gotten more over here on this side, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This one was created also in Project Life, which is a 4x4 and 2 2x2s right down there. So the number of photos I can get in there is also very cool. So, all right, there you go. I hope that you enjoy this video. I would love it if you would leave us a comment and let us know if you're following along. If there's something that you'd like to see Lily or I do, also put a comment down there. I'd love to see you do this or that. Just let us know, and I'm certainly up for a challenge, and I'm so happy that you're on this journey with us. So thanks for watching. See you next time.